Mm-hmm. 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 Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything?
Hi, and welcome to Hoop Scoop. I'm TT.
I'm 3D.
And I'm probably right.
So we have a special guest today. She is here to check us on what we had to say about Bronny James. All right, yes, 3D, what are we talking about today?
So before we get to Bronny James, we're going to start off with Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum currently holds the NCAA record for women's basketball in scoring. But she's made it clear that she's eager to see the next up girl, Clarke, pass her up in the next few games.
Been in this program.
Clarke.
I love it. I don't even remember what I was saying.
Kelsey Plum has talked about recently how holding a scoring record doesn't mean that much to her, simply because she was in a very bad mental space while she was breaking that record. She's now become very successful at the next level, having just won a WNBA championship with the Las Vegas Aces.
I mean, I'd like to say that mental health is a serious thing, and there have been a lot of athletes that have struggled with mental health issues. I know a lot of it would probably have to do with them trying to be, perfect at what they do. So I'm glad she's getting or gotten the help she needs. She seems healthier now, and she even has some jokes. Go ahead and roll it.
Cut the beat.
Oh, Kelsey cut the beat.
Justina, you hold it down for the white folks. You're dope as hell. But maybe those guys are right. Maybe you do need a BBL.
We got the same ass.
Well, she got a little more ass, maybe. She's good. That's good. Don't worry about it.
It's like you tried it.
Get her.
You talk a lot, so there's not much else to say, except I'll steal your girl, and I'm not even gay.
Well, she is taller than him, though.
Yeah.
It's great to see Kelsey in a good place. So what's up next?
Kelsey Plum is definitely an exciting athlete. The next person we're about to talk about is not currently an athlete herself, but she's actually a coach. Tara Vanderveer just made history by breaking Coach K's record for most wins in all of college basketball. That's all women's and all men's. Now, a lot of people have given their feedback that they don't necessarily appreciate or respect what Tara has been able to do. Despite that, this is the record for, again, all men and all women in all of college basketball with 1,054 wins, and it is an impressive feat. How do you all feel about Tara breaking the record? Do you think that it counts, or do you think that they should only count it for women's basketball?
For me, I think it absolutely counts. The competition is the same. It's women playing women, and they are competitive at their game. We've seen it elevated even more over the past few years, where you've got, scorers that are hitting three-pointers from way back, females that are dunking, the competitive defensive play. I absolutely think it counts.
Yeah, it absolutely counts. It's a win. If she hadn't broken that record, nobody would have anything to say, right? So that's just the way it goes. First, you say women can't compete with men, because of the muscles and all of that. But then when they're doing something, you got to shit on it. Just say, hey, she's the best right now, and let that be that. It's like with Serena Williams and her in her championships that she's won her Grand Slams, and it's the same thing. But at the end of the day, she holds the record.
I 1000% agree. A win is a win. Right now, Stanford is doing a lot of winning. They're currently number 4 in the nation, and that is in no small part to Cameron Brink. Cameron Brink is the number 2 prospect in the 2024 WNBA mock draft. She's a 6'4" big, and as you can see right here, she's got a lot of skill. She's very dangerous in the post as both a defender and as an offensive scorer.
I mean, ain't nothing getting in there. She Mutombo in them, huh?
No, I'd love to see a big player 6'4" for a female, definitely taller than the average female, and she can move. So, yeah, really nice to see.
Yeah, she's quick.
Wow, yeah. Definitely looking forward to them making it to the next level and see how that translates.
So am I. Now, another girl that I definitely expect to see at the next level was actually just able to help her team upset the number 4 Stanford, and that's Juju Watkins, who broke the USC scoring record with a whopping 51 points. Juju Watkins has proven since high school she has game. She scores with an array of crossovers, deep threes, crafty moves around the rim. And as you can see here, there's not much you could do. Hand in her face, she's a sniper.
Wow. Maybe she should be challenging Steph as well in the All Star 3-pointer.
I don't know if she'll win that one, but she definitely got to win against Stanford.
Yeah, she's a great player. I've watched her play here recently, and she's very exciting to see play. I'm really looking forward to watching the women's basketball in the March Madness. I think it is going to be phenomenal.
Yes, I'm definitely going to be tuning into that as well.
So I know we were going to talk about another player that plays for USC, and that's Bronny James. You had an opinion on our opinion on Bronny James.
Yeah, I mean, he's off to a not so stellar start, but like I explained to you guys, he is coming back from a really, really, traumatic injury of sort. Not in the legs or the knees or something, but the man was on the floor, so cut him a break. But as far as I've been listening to the talks about is he NBA ready and all of that. When you think about that, right, you're not really going to know until they get there, right? We've had a lot of number ones that have gotten there and they're either out of the league or like way down on the bench, like your guy from Orlando. I think he's still in Orlando. That used to be the number one pick in Philadelphia. Can't really recall his name.
Markel Fultz.
Yes. So, and more than that, right? I do think Bronny James has a game that will translate to the NBA because the NBA is all about 3 and D. I mean, they're always looking for someone, that can shoot the ball and that, that plays, awesome defense. And you can definitely see that he has the defense locked down and he's not afraid to, shoot the 3. And he gets hot from time to time, but, give him some time. I mean, well, I guess he doesn't really have enough time if he's going to come out this year. Personally, I like to see him spend another year. But hey, if it's the NBA, he has the James name. That alone should get him there. And I'm not afraid to say, hey, let's get him there. But yeah, I'm not ashamed. People use it all the time. And if you can use your networking, so to speak, let's do it. I think it'll be exciting for the NBA. I think, teams will be chomping at the bits to get them there because, they'll be packed every night. It'll definitely be a show. If it can be the Lake Show, it'll be great. But wherever they are, I'm switching jerseys. Just letting you know.
No, I have to agree with you. It will definitely be a show, and yeah, it's going to be must-see basketball, right? If you have the two of them on the same court together, it's going to be must-see basketball.
I agree. Also, he definitely can play good defense. He can hit the open three. So that'll definitely help him translate well when he gets to the NBA. And like you said, it's must-see TV to see him playing with his dad. That's something we've never seen in the NBA before.
So we don't
Yeah,
have
and
any
I think
pushback.
he'll rise to the occasion. Gilbert Arenas did a piece on him saying that he worked him out, and he worked him out against what was the guy's name? Sky, can't remember his last name. But anyways, and he was like, Sky was really eating him up, and then he simply said to him like, "Yo, you gonna let this dude, do you like this?" And he found his other gear, and he gave him that work. So and I think Sky's like one of the number one or number two. Anyway, he's in the top 5 prospects. He's definitely a lottery player. So he'll rise to the occasion.
We will just have to wait and see.
Indeed.
So something else going on in men's college basketball right now is Purdue, and they're going on well. They currently have the number 2 best record in men's college basketball under UConn. And they're looking really good. They got sharpshooters, they got bigs, they got speed, they got passing. They really are looking good. Do you think that Purdue can make a run at a national title this year?
Absolutely. We love a Cinderella story, and they're coming out of nowhere. So definitely, I definitely think they can.
I do as well. I mean, I mentioned on yesterday's video that I think UConn has a slower game. These guys are a bit faster, so I think they're going to be able to wear the UConn team down.
They do look good. My current favorite to win it all is Kansas, but we're just going to have to see. March Madness is coming soon.
All right.
Moving on to the next level, let's talk about the NBA All-Stars. The NBA just released their All-Star rosters. I'm going to pull them up on the screen right here. And there's some big names. There's also some big names that have noticeably been missing. So one of those big names is Trae Young. Trae Young is currently averaging over 25 points and over 10 assists. Only one other player in NBA history has done that. And yet, Trae Young has now done that twice in a row. Has been snubbed from the All-Star game. Despite being snubbed, Julius Randle and Joel Embiid are both currently injured, and it doesn't seem they'll be returning. So Trae Young and Scotty Barnes from Toronto will be stepping in for them in the All-Star game. But do you think anyone was snubbed from the All-Star team, or do you think Trae Young is underappreciated for what he brings to basketball right now?
I definitely think that people, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe because he chirps a lot, I think they definitely shit on him a little bit. And he definitely is deserving to be there. But, the All-Star selection is a fan mostly driven selection, right? There's 50% go to the fans. I mean, they changed it some time ago where it was 100% fans, and fans was voting anybody in. All of the overseas players, they were just getting in there, with all of the whole country voting for them. So to fix that, they gave, I think it was like, correct me if I'm wrong, Basil, 50% or split between players in media or players and coaches. I can't remember quite which one it was.
Yeah, the media and coaches both have about a 50% split.
So the fans voted. So the fans voted Trae Young in, I think, over Damian Lillard, and then I think with the players and the coaches, Damian Lillard got over him. But more than that, I think if it was something based on skill, I definitely think Trae Young should have got in over a lot of those dudes. I don't know if Damian Lillard, because he's been doing it for so long, but people who just started making noise, like, is it Tyrese Maxey in there?
Tyrese Maxey is
in there, and Halliburton's in there. These dudes just started playing. Trae Young been giving them that work. So if it was based on skills, then he definitely should be in there. But because it's based on fans and some player hating players, your boy is out. But yeah.
That's actually not too surprising. Last year, Trae Young was voted by NBA players as the most overrated player in the NBA.
There I go, hating players.
For me, when I look at the roster, I honestly have no problems with it. I see all of my favorites on the roster, so
We're gonna put
I'm
you
pretty
on the
good
list.
with it. I know. I know. I mean, I'm a fan of the players more so than, the players that I'm fans of, they are skilled players. Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Those are players that are household names, and you would expect to see them there. Steph Curry, I'm surprised isn't starting, but I've heard he has hit a rough year this year. But yeah, these are household names, and people are going to want to watch the All-Star game to see their favorite players.
But we're not talking about them. We're talking about people like Halliburton and Tyrese Maxey. I call him Moxie, Mr. 51. But yeah, so I mean that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the LeBron James and Steph Curry and them. It's it's for the fans, so of course the fans want to see them. But I don't know. I think he definitely deserves to be there. I mean, based on skills, but there are other things. It's not a skills competition, so he really shouldn't feel any way about it. But when that All NBA come out, he better be on that.
Now, one player that I do think that I believe should have made the roster, although I'm not quite sure who would get taken off to make room for him, Domantas Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis is currently trying to make a name for himself in the NBA, but he's got the Sacramento Kings that are about a 4th seed in the West right now. And they're playing better than the Lakers, the Warriors, the Mavericks, the Suns, all teams who have an all-star representing them this year. The Kings weren't able to get De'Aaron Fox or Domantas Sabonis in the all-star game, who were both all-stars previously. Sabonis is averaging 20 points, leading the league with a whopping 13 rebounds, and also averaging 8 assists. 8 assists coming from a big man is huge, and he's shooting over 60% from the field. So those are numbers that, quite frankly, should be appreciated.
Hazel, you might need to put that list up there. I can tell you who you can take off.
Can we put the list back up? Let's see.
let me tell you. Let me pull it up. I can tell you who you can take off the list. So for the West, I can barely see it, but for the West, I would take off. I thought Karl Anthony Towns was on. Yeah, he in there. Take him out. Take him out.
I was thinking that, Cat got a
actually
60-point game.
I would actually, and I'm a Laker, by way of LeBron, but I would take out Anthony Davis because he's just been up and down a little bit. He's been more up, thankfully, but I would take him out. And instead of Sabonis, I really would put De'Aaron Fox in there somewhere because I think that dude, he be killing it. So, I would definitely not have 2 players from the Timberwolves. They just started doing a little something. We know they ain't really going to go nowhere. This is their prize right now. This is how I feel about them. But I would definitely I would have put the 2 dudes from Sacramento, Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox in there.
I mean, I'm gonna beg to differ on the Timberwolves, but we'll see what happens.
Who do you got on the Timberwolves other than Anthony Edwards?
I think they're gonna do something big this year. I really do. I think they're gonna. We'll see how it plays out.
We'll see which cats show up. We're gonna see if it's the deep voice cat or the I don't know what to do cat. We'll see.
That's the important part. What cat's gonna show up? Is Rudy Gobert gonna be playable in the playoffs? So they're gonna have to sit him down because he can't do anything but stand in the paint.
You don't have to worry if they're gonna sit him down. The foul trouble is gonna sit him down. They're gonna get him out there early, and then Cat's gonna have to step in.
So that's all I have for you today. Do you ladies have anything else you want to talk about?
I did. I want to give a thank you to the our new people that subscribed and commented on our first video on yesterday. We had Hattie Tyson that was commenting on Joel Embiid, saying that Joel Embiid, he's a great player, he doesn't take care of his body. As well, she said, NBA has a lot of snowflake playing, not like the old NBA, which I have to agree with.
I'm gonna disagree with that, but thank you for subscribing.
I think Draymond Green would disagree too.
Yeah,
I mean, he does put hands, right? He throws them hands. But he does a lot of flopping also. So, we're in an era now where, the flopping has just become a normal thing.
Well, let's talk about the flopping, right? The flopping has become a normal thing because the refs don't call the foul. So you got to damn near act like somebody kill you out there. If they would just call the fouls, then we wouldn't have this problem. You wouldn't have to sell it. When somebody actually foul, you just call the foul and that'll help clean it up.
I mean, while I agree with that, especially with the big men, I mean, sometimes these guys don't even get touched and they fly across the room, right?
That's what they said about Shaq, but these people have been beating him up, but because they're big, people think like, they should just take it. A foul is a foul, whether you're 7 foot or you're 5 something. A foul is a foul, just call it.
I will agree with that. Shaq did get beaten up. A lot of the big guys do get beaten up. I think we were talking last night about Joel Embiid and how much he lands at the foul line. So they definitely do. Some of these guys are taking advantage of, and it's not usually the big guys that are taking advantage of these flops.
The NBA has tried to do something about that by adding a flopping call that refs are able to call, but it hasn't really done much good. It's just had the players arguing even more with the refs and calling out the refs even more in the media because it's like refs are calling flopping calls and you're just making the players angry because they're like, this dude just hit me. What do you mean that's a flop?
That's what I'm talking about. They're not calling it. So if someone's not calling it, if someone's hitting you and then nobody's seeing, you're going to be like, I'll be on the floor too. Like, yo. So the other day, I think it was Draymond Green that almost took Anthony Davis out, and they call that a common foul. Like he tried to take out the whole Lakers starting lineup, and they were like, "Oh, common foul." I'm like, yeah, I know he on the edge, but it is what it is. You gotta just call these things.
You can always count on Draymond Green, right? Always.
That's just how he plays, man. That's right. Just how he plays. Well, what about Giannis? Giannis should have had one of them Draymond Green suspension, and he got it as just a common foul when he kicked who was it that he kicked in the stomach? Who were they playing? And he just like literally the dude was on the floor. I mean, he gave him the Draymond Green kicked in the stomach, and it was just a common foul. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess your name got to be Draymond Green.
3D, can you pull up that footage?
Times, though.
Let me see. Giannis kicked somebody in the stomach. I'll try to pull it up too.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can find that footage.
They don't let Draymond Green get away with so much stuff. It's like they've gotten to a point where they can't just keep letting it slide. And then once they suspended him for putting the dude in a chokehold, he told Adam Silver, "I think I'm just gonna retire." A lot of people are like, "Dang." You can't beat up your coworkers.
Rudy Gobert deserved that chokehold, if you ask me.
I agree. I agree. People don't want to hear that,
but no violence. But sometimes you just got to choke him out. Yeah, and he wasn't really choking him out. He was just bringing him down gently, like it's okay, chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I looking for?
Job.
Is Giannis out here being a menace? I'm finding a lot of clips.
There is something I would like to discuss actually. I'm going to skip the Giannis piece. What about Doc Rivers stealing my man's job right out from under him in Philadelphia? What about how do you guys feel about that? And how do you guys feel that he's being selected after 3 games to coach the All Star for the East?
He said he's going to give Adrian Griffin the money.
If I was Adrian Griffin should kick him in his stomach because he was the consultant for Adrian Griffin all the while he's snaking the dude to take his job away from him. So I don't know. I wouldn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I think Adrian Griffin was on his way out, though. I don't think him and Giannis were getting along.
Maybe. But I hope Giannis liked what he got, because I mean, of all the coaches to pick, you talking about you want to win championship, you got Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers got as many rings as Giannis does.
Yeah, but Doc Rivers have been there like how many times? Like how many? Like he just, I don't understand what he does to his players or why he lose in such a like embarrassing fashion every time during the playoffs when he should just be getting them over the hump. He just failed them. I mean, so I would not have picked him. He wouldn't have been my pick. I would have ride with Adrian if that was the only thing that was out there. And besides, the dude was 30-13. You know how many teams would give up a couple of players to have that record? Come on. So I don't know, but like you said, I guess the star players, you know, they really you got to cater to them. So if he wasn't getting along with Antetokounmpo, then you know he had to go. So I can understand that.
Yeah, the star players definitely have a lot of pull there. Yeah.
I am surprised though that he got fired, even with him not getting along with Giannis. Like you said, 30-13 is a really great record. And when you got Darvin Ham out here still employed, it's like
you better talk about it. My God. I mean, every day I wake up and I check my phone. I was like, oh shit, he's still the coach. But yeah, no, I would, I don't know. I mean, they were complaining. I think the reason why they said they fired him because the Bucks went from what 4th in defense to 19 or something like that. And I'm like, you pick up Doc don't coach no defense. They're gonna be 29.
It's not his fault either. They didn't fire Damian Lillard, and Damian Lillard's gonna be out here playing no defense.
Yeah, no. They need to go ahead and trade for somebody that's gonna play some defense. I mean, if they get DeJounte Murray, that would be great. Because he put up offense and defense, so and he's a big guard, so
that would be good. I'd like to see DeJounte Murray stick with the Atlanta Hawks. I think him and Trae Young play well together. I think he's good for us. Well, for the Hawks, but a lot of rumors are saying that he's going to end up in LA in a trade for D'Angelo Russell.
I don't think the Lakers have anything to give them. Why would they take D'Angelo Russell and give up DeJounte Murray? Like Russell is playing good now, but you know the playoffs come, Russell will disappear on your ass. He's like a snail going back in his shell. You'd be like, is he there? Is he where is he?
I think LA would be throwing in another player and some picks. But at the same time, I do agree with you. The Atlanta Hawks, when they were playing the Los Angeles Lakers, D'Angelo Russell was shooting free throws, and the Atlanta Hawks fans had a chant yelling, "We don't want you."
I mean, I feel for the dude. Honestly, I do. I feel for the dude, and I feel like he's been playing much better now. But he deserved that because he plays so lazy and so like lackadaisical. Like why are you even out here? But that's a lot of these Lakers dudes until like LeBron James and Anthony Davis sat out. Then they showed like, oh, we do got some life. We can play some ball. You know, and I don't know. Maybe it's Darvin Ham. You know, maybe he caters to LeBron and Anthony Davis too much. I don't know, but I definitely know D'Lo has his shots, and he just. I mean, let me just praise him for what he's doing. He's been playing good lately. We're not going to live in the past, D'Lo. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm supporting you, D'Lo.
He has been hitting his shots lately. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a wrap for tonight?
Yeah, I think that's a wrap. Unless you got something else for me to drool about.
I was surprised you didn't get any pushback on that Bronny comment you were making.
Because Basil knows it's true. Basil knows what's up.
He has his style of play definitely fits in the NBA. My only thing is, I feel like coming off just the production, I feel like if anybody else had that production, they wouldn't be an NBA prospect.
But they have not Bronny James, though.
I hear
He's
you.
Bronny James, his name got some pull.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
And he ain't just gonna get in the NBA. He gonna be starting. LeBron gonna be like, hey, Cam Reddish, go to the end of the bench. You trash. Come on, Bronny. Bronny can do exactly what Cam Reddish can do.
Bronny don't want to see Cam Reddish. You know, Cam Reddish gave Anthony Edwards 50 points in high school.
That's high school. Nobody care about high school.
I
That's
guess
high
the same.
school.
Anthony Edwards, the same dude eating up the NBA.
They don't get paid in high school. That's high
Yeah.
school. Nah. I stated earlier, right? You got a lot of these dudes that are phenoms in high school and in college even, right? And what do? They do nothing. They can't handle the pressure. Bronny was born under pressure. So you know he can handle it. People talk shit about him all the time. This is like they ain't even talking to him. So I think he definitely will be able to play in the NBA.
For his sake, I hope so. I mean, we've seen a lot of.
You ain't got to hope. I'm telling you. You do not have to hope. There's no hope here.
We've seen a lot of the greatest athletes, kids, get to college and not make it to. I mean, Michael Jordan did. I don't think any of his kids went to the NBA, right? Like they played college and that was where it ended. So
they were Michael Jordan's kids, but they were Michael Jordan's kids. Michael went into them kids. You see Michael talking about his kids. Where is it that Michael's saying, man, you know what? My boys, they coming. You see what LeBron be telling you? They coming. And I'm going to be here when they get here. And we playing. And whoever draft them going to draft me. So, you know it's going to happen.
True. True.
What I'm trying to say is I don't think them Jordan kids and them and even the Scotty kids and them, I don't think they've been prepared in the same way.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. I would agree with that. I think they were living the life of a celebrity's child, and LeBron was definitely putting that work in with his son to get him there. So I definitely agree with that. He was doing the what's his name, the Ball guy's dad, Mellow Ball, and then their dad.
Yeah, he like LaMelo Ball, man. These dudes, they better than LeBron right now. They can hold him right now. Whatever happened to Lonzo Ball?
He is trying to come back from injury. They say he's running again, and so maybe he'll be able to get back in the league, but he's still out with the injury. It's been 2 years since he played basketball in the NBA.
I heard Stephen A. said he wasn't even able to stand up, much less walk. Now you tell me the man running?
Lonzo Ball actually made a video response to Stephen A. Smith of him hopping on one leg, getting out of a chair to prove to Stephen A. Smith that he had a chance.
So it was all cap.
Yeah.
So I missed the injury. What type of injury did he have that put him out for 2 years?
I think he has some knee injury that's just been bothering him and whatever. But the last time I heard from Lonzo Ball, he was getting sued for a gang of money from, one of his partners. So hopefully he can make it back. I like Lonzo. So hopefully he can make it back.
For me, I am not missing anything to do with that. They brought a little too much.
Hey, I was
brought a little too much.
I was here for it. I was here for it.
I like that. I think LeVar definitely inspired LeBron.
Not only that, like he spoke his kids into existence. He like, come on. If the other guy didn't go overseas in China or wherever and acted a fool, he would have had all three of them there. And at one point, the three of them was there for 2 seconds.
Yeah. LiAngelo technically was on the NBA roster. He just didn't.
So you're talking about high school. This was another dude in high school that will put up, ungodly numbers in high school. But where is he now?
He even did that in the pros when they went to Lithuania. Just like he was dropping 70 in high school, he went to Lithuania against grown men. Granted, it's Lithuania, but those are still grown men. He gave them 70 points too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can definitely shoot, but I don't know. I guess he needed to do something more than that. But if he can shoot like that, the Lakers need to go on and get him. And let me see who we can get up out of there. Go on and get Christian Woods up out of there.
I think they need to put Christian Wood in the starting lineup.
Nah.
They need to get Anthony Davis out of the paint. He don't want to be there.
They need to. You know what? They need to. The Lakers need to trade for a big. Like I'll take Kelly Olynyk. if they can get Lori Marketing, like I will put something on it to get Lori Marketing. Like what we got left to put on it. Like
Kelly
let's get
Olynyk
somebody
would be a
in
good
there.
move. I like that. Kelly Olynyk would be a good move.
Yeah, and I think he could be. I think he's poachable. I think he's pretty cheap, you know, because all he needs to do is be in there, block some stuff, and he can shoot that 3 ball. So
Yeah, he's lights out.
but yeah, they definitely need, because even if Anthony Davis play down there, but what if Anthony Davis get hurt? We don't have anybody. You're gonna put Hayes in there? Come on. So you don't really have anybody to replace him with. And Christian Wood ain't no center. So Jackson Hayes is the only person you can put in there, and he railed 10. I mean, you know, Jokic would use the hell out of him. He'd be like, just use him to just wipe his sweat. So I don't know. Let's get us a big body like Kelly Olynyk.
Dorian Finney-Smith is on the trade block. Maybe they should try to pick him up.
I don't know about that.
He's a good defender.
Can he shoot though? We need shooting too.
He's not a terrible shooter.
we don't want him. I heard someone said, Miami just got rid of the dude from Toronto that they got from Toronto, the Kyle Lowry. Like, oh yeah, he should go to the Lakers. I'm like, for what? For what? We got enough old people on the Lakers ain't doing nothing.
I was about to say, he's still in the league? Really?
Just go on and retire. Go on and retire. Take that dump truck back to Canada or wherever you're from.
Is that a wrap for the night?
I think that's a wrap.
I think this was great, guys. Thank you for joining us, Probably Right. You came through. We appreciate it. You defended your crew, LeBron, and anybody that F's with LeBron. You got their back.
Hey, James gang, all day, every day.
Good deal. Well, we are signing off again. This is the Hoop Scoop. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. We will see you next time.
Yeah, talk some stuff in the chat, in the comments, so that I can address some people.
Have a good night.
Good night. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.